That's better. Just stood out here and talked to a camera without an SD card for a couple minutes. It's embarrassing. Like I was saying before, we're going to go ahead and fire up the engine with it in the frame. This isn't the first fire up. I fired it up once before, but I didn't record it for whatever reason. So I have it all set up, you know, fuel system is plumbed and primed and all that, so I have to disconnect all that to get it out under the cab. So before I pulled it out, I just wanted to fire it up, let it run for a minute, just to keep things lubricated, you know. I'm not sure though, I don't have the yoke in the rear of the transmission. I don't have the yoke in the rear of the transmission, so I kind of have a feeling that once it fires up, it's just going to kind of start spewing transmission fluid. So it may be short-lived, but either way, we're going to fire it up real quick and just let it run for a few seconds. But the only leak I had is my fuel line here that's been leaking. So I have tested the transmission too. You put it in gear and it spins, so it's always a good sign. So things are looking good. Now I can get everything disconnected, so at some point here we can roll her outside and see how the cab fits. So yay. Alright guys, so the truck is out of the garage as you can see, and we dropped the cab onto it. I recorded a little bit there, but it was my memory card was pretty much full, so I didn't really get that much. So it is way better than I thought it would be. I actually have this front body mount. The bolt is like in, it's not lined up 100%. Cab's not quite lined up 100% because I can't quite get it there, because I don't know if you can see up in there. The fuel return is hitting the firewall, so I need to clearance that, which is a good thing, and it's pretty much right where I want it, because that'll make priming the fuel system much easier if I can get to that fuel. It's actually a regulator, so it regulates the pressure as well. So I'm going to cut out a hole for that to kind of fit through, and we'll make some sort of door on the inside so I can gain access to that when I need to. But I was concerned about these giant mounts here being in the way, but I mean, the cab still needs to come forward and down slightly, I mean, I can fit my whole hand in there. So I don't see this being an issue at all. And I can trim the mount slightly on the back side and up top here to get a little more access. But other than that, I mean, I can fit my hand between the back of the head and the firewall there. I did do a little bit of massaging with a hammer. This side here is a little bit tighter. You can see we don't have much room there between the floor and that mount. But I think I'm going to shave down the back side of that mount just slightly to give me a little more clearance. The biggest issue I'm having with this whole thing is the transmission fluid dipstick. There's not a lot of room in there for that to go through, and it's supposed to go like right there in front of the oil dipstick, which is really tight as well. And it's supposed to bolt right here to the intake cover there. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, but it looks like everything else is gonna clear, which is really exciting, because I saw myself cutting out half this firewall and having these weird things in the floor. So I'm very excited about this. With the 3-inch body lift, I'm still gonna have enough steering shaft, hopefully, to make that work. So yeah, now we get to yank the cab back off of it, push the truck back inside, and then do some more work. I still have to get the transfer case in and some other stuff and things, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is exciting. This is very good news. Not nearly as much massaging and beating as I thought I was going to have to do.